Okay, so if you just got dumped, here are the top 10 worst things you can do. By the way, being an airport is one of the most appropriate places to do a video like this. You know, there's so many strangers passing each other, going to different destinations. I remember many years ago, I had a breakup with a woman. Well, she's very young at the time. I was a lot younger. But anyway, I had a breakup with somebody that crushed me for a couple years. There's a reason why I'm so passionate about what I do. Anyway, the last time I saw her was at the airport, where we promised to, see each other, contact each other in the future. It's unfortunate that you'll have one of these last conversations with certain people, and you'll live in that kind of coulda, woulda, shoulda zone for weeks, months, or even years as you replay what you should have said or should have done, or more accurately, should not have done. So let me discuss with you the top 10 worst things you can do if you just got dumped today. Number one, talking to your friends and family, talking them to death, complaining. After all you did for them, that ain't going to solve anything. As a matter of fact, actually quite the contrary. If you're complaining about the fact they left you after all you did for them, well, then you really have to ask yourself, how sincere were you with all the things you did for people? If you really did things because you wanted to, because you enjoyed it, because it made you feel good, you wouldn't be saying that fucking phrase. But if you're saying, oh my God, after all I did for them, that's because a lot of the stuff you did for them wasn't pure. It was out of the hope that you would convince them that you're this great boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and you didn't do those things from a very pure place. That's why it bothers you. So complaining, that's the worst thing to do. Complain, talk about it for the sake of talking about it, solves fucking nothing. Why would you do that? That's the first thing. Second worst thing to do is consult somebody at your fucking church or religious, whatever your religious affiliation with it is. Consulting somebody at with that organization or establishment, that person is not an expert. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Third worst thing you could do here is start getting onto the YouTube bandwagon, watching a bunch of webinars where nobody's actually talking back to you. Listen, you might be the smartest person in the fucking world, but how do you know you're doing it right without an actual expert working directly with you? And on that note, you could say, well, Lance, listen to your YouTube video right now. This video is not meant to be an actual training per se. I'm just here to wake you up so you stop doing the wrong fucking things. Obviously, it's not the same as if I'm working directly with you, okay? On that note, you should go to refocusonhappiness.com. I'll show you a whole different world here that you wish you got introduced to years ago. But obviously, I can't really teach you if we're not working directly together. You should think of YouTube as an opportunity to research who you want to work with. It's not the trainings itself here. It's a glimpse on, the kind of person you might want to work with in the future. So those are the first few worst things you do here. Next, number 4, I think we're on now. Worst thing to do. Buy a book on how to do things better in the future. Again, books don't talk back to you. There is no feedback mechanism. It's a kind of unfortunate. Some of you are so smart, you've gotten away with certain things in life just by reading and watching YouTube videos. But I would argue to say that communication is one of the hardest skills to learn. How to deal with people, how to handle, how to negotiate, how to deal with delicate situations. That is a real skill set. I mean, one of the greatest analogies is sales, right? You could read a lot of books on selling, but without actual real world experience and a mentor actually teaching you how to handle objections, you're not going to quite understand without that mentor, without that feedback mechanism. And thinking you're going to read your way to the winner's circle, you're going to learn not such a good lesson here. Number 5, worst thing to do is be against investing in yourself. Listen, we do live in a world of skepticism where everybody believes everything's a fucking scam out there. Listen, that's certainly not the case. And by the way, skepticism is really fear in disguise. Listen, there are no guarantees in this life. You want a Harvard life, you should probably go to fucking Harvard the first time. Don't you think you're worth the best life, the best education, best tools? For any skill you want to learn, there is absolutely someone out there that is arguably the best, the creme de creme. And by the way, on that note, you don't have to believe it's me here, but you do owe it to yourself to find who you believe is numero fucking uno and then work directly with them. 6th worst thing to do, work with somebody based on price rather than outcome, rather than results. Again, you want a Harvard life, go to fucking Harvard. Don't expect the same level of results and skills from the local state school. It is what it is. Don't expect to win Wimbledon with a local $10 an hour tennis coach. You probably want to work directly with Andre Agassi or Serena Williams. So the next worst thing to do is half-ass it by working with somebody based on price rather than results. 7 worst thing to do. Call them up and try to convince them or ask them what you did wrong. If you call them up and you try to convince them, you're actually going to push them in further away. Remember, they made an emotional decision that they want to spend time away from you. There is no PowerPoint presentation on planet Earth that is going to convince them to want to give this a second chance. So you best heed to what they want and give them that time. The only way you can convince them is by giving them the opportunity to convince themselves, by giving them some time to perhaps maybe connect to the, maybe I did make a mistake here. But if you try to convince them too early, you will actually push them further away. A true high value person doesn't convince people of jack shit. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible way to go. I think so far I've hit 7 worst things that you could do if you're going through a breakup. I got to get on my plane in a few minutes or so. We're going to Hawaii, which is awesome for our second part of our honeymoon. We just finished Alaska. Anyway, I guess I owe you 3 more, but hopefully this is helpful. These are things not to do. I'll give you maybe another 1 or 2. Another worst thing to do is to stay busy. Staying busy for the sake of staying busy solves nothing. Eventually, you're going to have to come home to an empty house. And when you come home to that empty house, nothing has been fixed. Staying busy for the sake of staying busy solves fucking zero. It only procrastinates and delays the inevitable. Once you come to that empty house, once you realize you still don't have those skills, you're going to be back at fucking ground zero. Instead of distracting yourself, fucking master yourself. Take that time to learn the skills you do not have so you feel great about the future. Okay, now we'll close up. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao for now. Off to Hawaii, Honolulu we go, or more accurately, Waikiki. Talk to you soon. Bye.